Kingdom Business Season 2, Episode 5. This season starts with Danita and Calvin discussing the upcoming interview that they are having and what they want to talk about. Danita wants them to talk about the album. Calvin wants them to portray this picture of a very happily married couple. Danita wants Calvin to also use this interview to promote her upcoming song. Calvin reminds her that in that song, she was working on a duet with Taj. So who will produce that song if Taj is no longer working with them? CJ, looking at the scans of their lost child, is walking through some sessions with a therapist at church, and she feels like it's time for them to move on. They have been holding this baby room like some sort of a tomb. No one enters in, no one stays in it, and she feels like it's been happening for too long. They need to get their life back. Her husband agrees with her, told her they can move forward together. The two ended up making out. Rebel, having called the officer last night but got nothing, has been trying to get information since she gave them the video, but nothing. So she came to confront the officer. She phoned her outside. She asked if there is any progress since she got the video. The officer was not willing to give Rebel any updates. Instead, she tried telling Rebel what they've discovered is the person who broke into her house is the same person who killed Danny. Rebel congratulated her on telling her something that she herself could have easily guessed. She realized it's a waste of time. The police was not trying to get justice for Danny. Rebel calls Z, lets Z know what's happening, and tells Z that she's going to look for the evidence she needs to get the person who killed Danny. Z told her she can't do it by herself. He would like to come and help her, but Trouble told him to continue with his work. She's got this. As CJ and Malcolm were making out, the song was playing on Malcolm's phone. CJ asks, and it is Incense's new song. It's been playing, it's been topping the charts ever since it got dropped last night. And an idea dropped into CJ. An idea that involves CJ's mom and Taj. CJ meets up with Taj. They catch up. Taj tells her that he's coming from Incense's place. CJ asks, now that you've decided to break your celibacy, has God spoken to you since you wanted God to speak to you first before you break it? Taj told her God has not told him yes, but also God has not told him no. CJ asked him if he's saying this to make himself feel better for sleeping with Incense. They talked about business. CJ brings this idea of Incense performing a duet with their mom. Taj thought it's crazy, but agreed to give it a try. He also asked Taj to come and help produce vocals on this duet. Taj told her he cannot work for their mother again. But CJ convinced him and said their mom is sorry, and she wants to say that to Taj. Taj told her, well, I would really like to hear my mom say she's sorry. It's the TV interview for Danita and Calvin. They're talking about their love, how they met, how they are so much in love with each other all these 30 years that they've been married. Danita went on to explain that for the very first time she laid eyes on him, she knew exactly that this man was the right man. Caesar remembered this picnic that they were going to have. Danita came looking all beautiful. Danita informs Caesar her dad has said no, that her father has refused to give them his blessing. Caesar told her, we don't need his blessing. We can go and get married. We can elope. It seemed tempting to Danita, but Danita said no. She said her father will cut her off if she did that, and this will mean she will be cut off from her calling. Her father said God has not chosen Caesar as the right man for Danita. Danita walked away from their relationship that day. Caesar pulled out his ring. He was ready to propose. And while he was remembering all this, watching this interview, he still held this ring into his hands. He pulled out the ring, remembering those times, just to solidify the steps they are taking for their love. In this interview, Calvin goes ahead to tell the interviewer that him and the wife are working on a book, how to have a successful marriage, that in it they'll share some of the secrets that have helped them over the years. Rebel is home listening to the song that she worked on with her mom. Yes, in her mom's absence, she added vocals and the song was remade. The vocals sounded good. They brought memories of her childhood. She picked this box that she kept that had little things that her mom had kept as a memory of Rebel. From the interview, Danita is not pleased with how Calvin performed at the interview. Calvin told Danita that he thought they were presenting a picture of a happy couple, but Danita wanted the couple to be talked about, which is as perfect as her song. Calvin told her there's nothing like them being a perfect couple because they are not married to each other, but instead they are married to the kingdom, and Danita's dad made sure of that. Rebel, in studio with Caesar, looks around to see photos of different artists that Caesar has worked with. Among them was the Amigos, and that is the singer that Z is DJing for on tour. She asked if Caesar had something to do with this. Caesar told her that Z is not good for her. It's the story of bad boyfriend spoils the future of a young musician. Rebel asked if this is what happened to her mother. Caesar told her no. Your mother, it was just jealousy in the business. Rebel talks to her about her desire to keep Danny's memories alive. She wants to record a song from Danny's diary. Even though Caesar had already rejected that, she brought it up again, but this time she told Caesar that they have been working on something with Taj. Caesar told Rebel, you got to walk first before you run, and told her there is this worship experience that he wants her to go to, and there Rebel can see other songwriters in the room. Maybe it will give her a picture of how songs get birthed. And also told her that Chandler Moore will be there. Chandler Moore is a renowned artist that Rebel knows nothing about. Caesar told her that yes, Chandler Moore is a great songwriter and singer with such a beautiful story. CJ tries to convince her mom to do a collab with Incense. Her mom thought she didn't hear it right, so she asked, you mean Taj is Incense? The one leading him astray? CJ told her mom, no, it is the Incense, the pop singer topping the charts. Her mom was not yet fully sold. CJ told her, do you know the noise that Caesar made about the duet Rebel made with her mother? Now, if you make this duet with Incense, it will cover up all that. Her mom asked, who is going to produce this, you? She said, yes, me, with the help of Taj. Her mom was not believing this. He said, this is awkward. CJ told her mom, Taj is sorry, and this is his way of saying he's sorry. Her mom asked, did he really say that? He said, not in those very words, but he wants to apologize to you. And her mom said he would like to see him do that, but also asked to meet Incense to make sure that he is right with the Lord before they do this duet with her. CJ made it happen. Incense came to meet Danita, and Danita asked the questions that she wanted to ask. She asked her what her covering was, whether she goes to church, what her story is, what is her testimony, why does she want to do gospel music. Incense told her she wants to do gospel music because it feels good. She just wants to see people dancing, and that's all. And then when asked if she goes to church, which church she goes to, and who her pastor is, she said, I don't go to church. I'm more spiritual than religious. Before Danita could step out, Taj added, it's good for all of us to be more spiritual than religious. Then Danita said, it's easier to write about him when you know him. To this, Incense added, or her. And this was it. Danita stood up to leave, but CJ and Taj convinced her and told her they have to conclude with Incense because Incense is very busy and she had to squeeze them into her schedule because she's supposed to be going on tour, so they have to finish this meeting today. It cannot be postponed. Danita sat down again and agreed to do the duet, and then instructed Taj and CJ to do the rest. When the discussion was done, Danita asked Taj, do you have something to tell me? Taj said no. but do you have something to tell me? Rebel and Caesar are at the worship experience. Chandler Moore is leading the worship, plus other singers in the room, singing about the story of where God got them, about the grace of God. During the break, she texted Taj, calling him to help, saying she's in hell. One of the singers walks to her and lets her know she may be wondering why she's here. Rebel tells her everyone here seems to be in a perfect place. She was told people here had gone through some very difficult situation, and the songs they sing are from that place because God changed their stories. Rebel wished things could change for her too. She was assured that grace has found her. At the studio, Incense is excited to sing with Taj's mom, a gospel legend, the queen of the gospel. CJ tells Taj he's practically sleeping with a younger version of their mom in Incense. With all due respect, Taj receives a text from Rebel and responds to it. It was time to sing. Danita kept over singing Incense and singing over Incense's lines too, like it was a competition. She turned the whole session into a vocal battle. Incense was getting confused, despite CJ's effort to let her mom know that this is a duet and she's not getting that energy of a duet. Danita still kept the vocal battle energy. After that unpleasant session, Taj had a conversation with Incense. Incense told him, I want to do this, but does your mom want to do this? CJ went to talk to her mom and told her, I'm the one producing this. No, her mom corrected her and told her, you are the one I allowed to produce this. CJ explains to her mom that they do not want a vocal battle, that her mom can win any vocal battle at any point. But right now, they have to be able to prove that they can dominate the charts. After the break, Chandler resumed the singing along with everyone else. But this time, he invited Rebel to join them on stage, encouraging her to sing from the heart. She didn't think she even has a testimony, but after encouraging her, she started to sing. After some convincing, she sang from the heart. When she was done, everyone was clapping, but she stormed off stage and ran out. At the studio, CJ is getting anxious over how things are unfolding with Danita and Incense, and she's now self-doubting, wondering if she made the right decision. Taj comes in and encourages her, tells her you're doing the right decision. This is a good idea, doing the duet, my mom and Incense. So, please, don't give up on yourself. He encouraged her and told her, I wish you can see what God sees in you, what I see in you. You're doing a great job. Danita walked into the studio along with Incense, and before they could start, CJ gave them a pep talk, reminded them why we are doing this. Let's make sure that God is glorified. So in our singing, let's revere God and allow Him to take the glory. A language that Danita understands. This time, Danita did not try to oversing Incense, and the duet went so perfectly. Incense started praising Danita, saying, now I know why they call you the queen of the gospel. Danita said, I like her. Incense had to catch her flight and bid Taj farewell. At the church office, the club manager, Vivid, shows up, and Calvin was shocked to see him because he's not supposed to show his face in public in front of Calvin. He tells Calvin that he's here to deliver a message and that he's got proof that Calvin's speech set their club on fire. Calvin tried to deny, but he told him that he has her on video, that he should be glad that he got to the footage before the investigators got to it. Went ahead to tell Calvin that he's here to deliver a message from another high secret club that apparently Calvin is part of, and the members don't like how Danita is getting too close into their business, that if Danita does not stop intruding, they will be forced to throw him out of the club and cut off all his benefits. He said, all of them? The manager told him, I'm here to deliver the message. I'm just a messenger. But let me tell you, if your wife does not get it together, the next thing to burn will be this building. Taj goes to check on Rebel. They talked about the recording session that he had with his mom and Incense. Rebel also talked about the session they had with Chandler. Taj told her, if you have Chandler, you no longer need me anymore. But Rebel told Taj that she likes what they were working on. Taj likes it too. Taj asked about the text that she wrote. She told him she felt like Caesar was taking her to church, and she doesn't like church because she doesn't feel like she fits in, and church folks, she had a bias over church folks. Taj apologized on behalf of church folks and how they can sometimes make someone feel more unwanted than wanted. But she continued to tell him that when she was called on stage to sing, when she was singing, it changed. The feeling of fear went away and she felt accepted. She likes how different those people were and how different Taj is. They almost kissed, but Trevor distracted the moment with her wine glass, and Taj bid her farewell. Calvin confronted Danita about starting the fire at the Vivid Club. Danita told him that man was after her family. He had a video of Taj in his club, the very club that I was protesting against. He asked if they've done something about the evidence. Calvin told her that the video has been taken care of, but she cannot continue to act this reckless, and that she does not look sorry. Danita told Calvin that she looks sorry enough not to do it again, but she cannot say the same for him. Rabbi is catching up with Z on phone. Z is telling him all that is happening, how he's enjoying himself, and how busy they are. Rebel is working on their song with the song from Danny's diary. But while they were talking, she receives a text. It was from the detective. She smiled and said they have caught him. We go back to the residence of Calvin, Bishop Calvin. At the residence of Danita and Calvin, we see Calvin at the door with lights from police cars, and it seems like police cars are outside his door. See you in episode 6.